Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I have a distinct pleasure and honor of welcoming Dr. Sudhir Parikh, who was also conferred Padma Shri by Government of India. And what is it that takes to become at the stage where you offer generously to the community in various ways? We'll try to learn that with journey of life of Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh in this program with the series that we are starting today. This week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Dr. Sahab, aapka swagat.
Namaskar.
Dr. Sahab, we all start from the same place, from the mother's womb, and many of us have some recollection of the days when we were very, very young. In your case, if you go back in your memory lane, at what age you feel you can go back and see that that is where I was, maybe 3 or 4 years, something like that?
Well, I mean, I was always kind of very, from beginning, when I was 6, 7 years of age, I was always was kind of leader, and always kind of leader with the high morality. Why I'm saying that, for example, everyone, this was in probably in 60s, not 60s, in 50s, when I was 7, 8 years old. And that time there was election, general Lok Sabha election, and Congress was, of course, in the power. It was a kind of a winning party, I mean, supposed to be winning party. And that time in Gujarat, what's his name? There was one party by not Rajaji, Swatantra Party was formed by Bhailal Patel, who was our first finance minister. Then there was another very important freedom fighter. He was also involved in that. And in Gujarat that time, everyone was for Swatantra Party, because they were tired of Congress corruption, Congress, and this Swatantra Party was more of a rightist party, just like a BJP, but even more than BJP. And they were for farmers, and they were for working people and so forth. So that time I was kind of a leader, and without understanding what is Swatantra Party, because I was 6 years old, I was kind of used to collect my friends of that same age group, 6, 7 years of age group, and we used to have a procession in our street.
Wow.
And saying that Congress should go, and you know what Modi is saying now, we were saying then. So, without understanding any politics of anything, but it was kind of internal intuition of to be a leader, and leader of the right thing.
So one quick sort of, I'm kind of curious to learn from you. Was Congress already like that in terms of its image in 50s also?
No, in 50s, I mean, probably not as bad as now, but that time this person, I keep forgetting his name, but one who started this Swatantra Party, he was in Congress. He was in one of the key position in the Congress when independence happened, and then he was short-changed by Congress leadership, and then he started speaking against, against Congress to protect the people's right, and that's how I remember.
So Swatantra Party, I heard from Dr. Parikh, and we realized that here is a man who is looking beyond the boundaries of home already at that age, but let's go within the boundary of your home. Talk to us a little bit about your father and mother and the early upbringing with certain, call that value or some messages from your
Well, I
family?
mean, of course, my father was a Celtex officer. He was a government servant throughout his career. We are 5 brothers sisters. I mean, living in the sort of middle, quote unquote middle class situation. With the even in the government colony, used to be only 500 or 600 square feet apartment, which we are 7 of us. We used to live there, and we all, I mean, we all are in the, myself, my sister, of course, my brother and other sisters, they came later on, but we all are doctors.
Wow.
So we had a kind of a challenge to study. So I always, during daytime, I used to go to park and study, or used to go to some field of mango field. We used to have mango field close by, and used to study. And at night, because in our Indian system, it is system of mesmerism. Means you have to remember things, right? It was the essay system. So I used to kind of read loud. So to keep remember. So I used to, when my sister used to read in the first part of the evening, late evening, and then she goes to sleep. Then I used to get up, get one chair, put in our bathroom where we used to take bathroom, and I used to read, because so I don't disturb my family who is sleeping.
Wow.
So that was my way of starting thing. And then I was always good in the school, always kind of as a good student. And then when I was in a medical school, after that in residency, I was in India in the civil hospital, where I was doing chief resident of pediatrics. That time one consultant came from England, WHO consultant, and he stayed with us about 6 months, and he liked my work with him. So he offered me to take me to England, and that's how, even though I had ECFMG exam pass, I did not come to America with my all other friends, but I went to England, because I always has that.
So Doctor, allow me to sort of bring you back to the early days, because I want us to learn a little bit more about the formative years of Dr. Sudhir Parikh. So here we are meeting someone who's paying attention. He's considerate that he doesn't disturb others in the family, reading loudly. But there was someone at home who guided you in terms of deciding the career that you
Yes. First one is my father, who is, even though he was Celtex, I mean he was Celtex officer, civil servant, but he was very honest, honest person. He and I learned from him that honesty always pays off, and always be very honest and forthcoming with the people. Dealing with the people, never shortcut, never do some, don't say anything which you cannot deliver. And my grandmother, she was very religious, and I always used to sit with her every day, because she was a kind of marjadi. Means in Vaishnava, the marjadi means they do real puja at home.
You cannot touch them and all that.
Right. So I used to sit down with her every day, and somehow I become that kind of spiritual person right from beginning, when I was 7-8 years of age. And then again, so those two people really impressed me a lot. And I always, even in the young age, rather than watching cartoons or those things, I used to always watch documentaries of successful people. I'm always intrigued by how successful people, how they become successful, or what they did in the past. And that was my way of, and that I think shaped up the whole thing. And then, as I say, that consultant from WHO consultant who came, who took me to England, because my idealistic thinking was, just like my teacher, I will go to England, do MRCP or FRCS, come back to India and serve the people.
Wonderful. So there is so much in everyone's life, and especially such illustrious life as Dr. Sudhir Parikh has been. We want to go slow with him. We want to be a little bit more present in his childhood. Maybe in next episode, I would request you to talk about your school day friends or any teachers who inspired you, and probably there'll be some more memories about your grandmother.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, as I want to thank you, because we are almost. When you hear interesting and inspiring words, time just flies. And I want to underline honesty always pays is one of the mantra that has helped shape the life of Dr. Parikh. And as we conclude today's show, your direct words for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, thank you for joining us or joining me in my episode this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh. We'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye. God bless America. God bless India. God bless Indian American community. Thank you.
And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh.